Welcome back to episode 44 of the Wrestling Rundown. Today, I cut down a tree, then tried to cut off my own hand. This is the midweek wrap-up.
And all of that scared Thomas away. Well, let's go and start with main event as we always do. Main event was probably the better of the two midweek WWE shows. Which is strange. We opened up with the inspirational Bulldogs.
The inspirational motivator, Bo Dallas.
Talking about how London was boring.
It was.
And just being Bo Dallas, talking crap about London, and it worked. He would end up going against Zack Ryder. I took a page out of your book. I call this a get your shit in match because they did all their normal shtick stuff. Zack Ryder went for the broski boot, and Bo Dallas ends up rolling out of the ring. So Zack Ryder does I'm going to stand on the bottom rope and try and reach over the top rope to grab you.
But he couldn't reach him that way. He had to teeter-totter himself over.
And so Bo Dallas ends up tripping him up.
Never realized Zack Ryder had T-Rex arms.
Only when it comes to Bo Dallas. He's not a believer.
Well, you know why he didn't hit that, right? He didn't get his move in?
What?
Because it wasn't the Boski boot. If it would have been the Boski boot,
that should never be a thing.
It would have gotten it. He would have knocked Bo Dallas out with it.
Anyway, Bo Dallas gets back in the ring, hits Zack Ryder with the running Bodog, and picks up the win.
Bodacious win.
You just
unbelievable. One and Bo for the new and improved Bo Dallas.
Oh my God.
He is? You're a believer now.
No.
You just said he was your god.
No. We're not doing that. Up next, Layla returned.
That was exciting.
Layla's first TV match in God knows how long. She looks amazing. And her and Emma fucking brought it. This was a great match. One thing that I always love about Layla is that she always has those really innovative pinning combinations that she does. And the whole beginning of this match was a lot of her trying to pin and Emma kicking out and trying to do her own thing. They had a cool little standoff at the beginning.
Yeah, it's Layla really giving a throwback to her roots.
Yeah.
Her being a native Englandite.
I don't...
British person. Her being a Brit. Very much following the footsteps of catch-style wrestling.
Yes.
Which she really excels at. And I mean, anyone who toured with Regal at all should probably excel at that.
I'm sure she picked up a few tips and tricks when she was running her storyline with Regal. Both these girls looked awesome. Again,
it's what happens when you get two women in the ring together who can wrestle.
I'm glad Layla's back. Layla ends up picking up the win, hitting the layout on Emma.
The Rude Awakening.
Huh?
The Rude Awakening.
I don't know if Emma felt funny, but it looked really vicious. It was a pretty gnarly neck breaker. And I think it fucked Emma up. But Layla picks up the win, and it was awesome. I'm so glad she's back.
I'm disappointed they saved her for the B shows.
Yeah.
They should have brought her back on Raw during the Divas Battle Royal.
But then she would have lost.
Doesn't matter.
It does.
She would have made it better.
She won. She won. That's the important part.
She would have made it better, though.
Up next, we have...
she could have eliminated Natty and Summer Rae.
And Rosa.
Rosa.
We have Xavier Woods now taking credit for the injury on Jey Uso, which is now keeping him out for up to 6 months. So Jimmy's going in alone. Doesn't even have his wife out at this point because she turned heel on Raw.
Yeah.
So Jimmy comes out by himself.
Really awkward looking to see Jimmy Uso by himself.
Though if I'm not mistaken, Xavier Woods was by himself too. He didn't have Kofi or Big E out with him, which was...
Well, he wanted to show that the New Day plays fair.
Sure.
They don't cheat ever.
And this was cool seeing, Jimmy is gonna have to start stepping up now because he doesn't have a partner to rely on, and so he's got to make a name for himself at this point. And I think he did a pretty good job. Him and Xavier had some pretty good chemistry.
Yeah, it was an okay match.
It definitely wasn't the highlight of the show, but it was a fun match. Jimmy does pick up the win, hitting the super kick, and then hitting the Superfly Splash. I'm excited to see more from the two of them. This being their first one-on-one outing, especially now that Jimmy knows that he's by himself, it'll be interesting to see where Jimmy goes from here.
Yeah, I felt like it was a tag team match minus partners.
So a singles match?
The way they wrestled it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch it. See if I can see what you're talking about. And our main event, we had Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. Good build for... something.
Rusev and Lana came out talking about the Russian chain match that Rusev and Cena will be having at Extreme Rules. Rusev saying that Cena's going to beg him to stop hitting him with it, which that's going to fucking suck. I do not envy Cena at all getting beat to shit with a giant chain by Rusev. I loved this match, though, because there was a lot of, there were a lot of great spots where I thought Dolph Ziggler was actually going to beat Rusev on main event. And, with the fact that Rusev is lost now, you know that it's a possibility.
Yeah. And
with the way Ziggler works, there was a lot of, he was very convincing, and, we know that what Ziggler does is sell. And when he was in the Accolade for the first time and he ends up scurrying out of it, I was like, no fucking way. The big thing was once you're in the Accolade, you don't get out unless you're strong. And with a quick little guy like Ziggler getting out of it, I thought, is Ziggler gonna fucking pick up the second win on Rusev here? But I mean, I probably should have thought. I probably should have known that Rusev was gonna win, but I had hopes at certain times, and they did a good job suckering me in.
Yeah, it's always easy to hope for Dolph Ziggler.
That's true. He does make it very easy.
He's a hopeful kind of guy.
But yeah, unfortunately, Ziggler does end up tapping out to the Accolade, and Rusev beat a dick. Keeps it on a little longer than he should have, and then does angry flag waving.
Like only Rusev can do.
Yeah. But that was main event. Let's move on to Lucha Underground.
I wish I could angry wave a flag as well as Rusev.
It takes a lot of practice. And a feud against Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
Lucha Underground, a lot on the line this episode of Lucha Underground. We've got the final match in the best of 5 series between Aerostar and Drago. We're getting next week. We're getting the finals of the trios tag team tournament, and we have our final trios match with Puma's team taking on Cuerno's team, which is actually our first match of the night.
Yeah. Cuerno with Cage and Tejano versus Puma with Hernandez and Johnny Mundo.
This match had a really slow start, and the crowd wasn't super into it, but then all of a sudden it went into overdrive, and they started doing the chain corner spot where it was just two splashes, then one person reverses, and then that person gets splashed on, and it was just rapid fire at that point, and then the crowd starts losing their mind because we get the top rope 619 from Puma, we get the The NXT kick from Mundo, which sends Cage to the floor, which then Puma hits the springboard 450. Cage kicks out, but at this point, the match is fucking insane.
Yeah. I liked the opening of this match because it was really humorous with Cuerno trying to like out macho Hernandez. And Hernandez just kept chopping him. It was hilarious.
And then there was just like...
Thank you, Mexican Vin Diesel.
We know that there's issues on Puma's team because Conan...
Because Conan wants there to be.
Well, yeah. Conan picked Hernandez and Puma picked Mundo, so I was expecting a lot less teamwork than we got, but there were some really great spots. We had the Superman dive from Hernandez, and then we had the double dive from Mundo and Puma, and they landed perfectly on either side of Hernandez.
Yeah, Hernandez was holding up the opponents, and they both did corkscrews over the top rope.
It was fucking awesome.
And Hernandez launched Mundo over his head to do a double drop kick.
Yeah, so, the two guys we expected to be, like, at each other's throats due to the whole situation worked really well together.
And by we, he means he.
You didn't expect it?
No. They're baby faces. It's not going to happen.
An interesting little addition to this, we have Daivari at ringside.
Or somebody who looks a lot like Daivari.
Can we confirm? Like,
my favorite part is that they never said his name.
Yeah, they just said, "Oh, we have a special guest at ringside, enjoying the action here at Lucha Underground." Yeah, they never said a name, but it looked like Daivari.
Yeah.
It looked like Daivari trying to be like a hip hop artist or something.
Daivari fresh off the set of Entourage 2.
Unfortunately for Puma's team, even though they had a lot of really great teamwork, they end up losing. Tejano hitting Puma in the face with the bull rope, allowing King Cuerno to hit the thrill of the hunt on Puma.
Did he hit Mundo with it too?
On the outside? He hit Mundo with it on the outside, and then he punched Puma in the face, and then Cuerno hits thrill of the hunt on Puma, picking up the win. One thing we forgot to mention before this, we had Dario talking to Aerostar, kind of trying to get him to focus and just trying to stir up the tension between him and Drago going into their match. So
after the Rhyno team takes the win, making their way to the Triple Threat Trios match for the Trios titles. Dario comes out and says, "Hey, I'm making a triple threat match right now, and each team has to designate one member. So each of the three advancing teams, being King Cuerno's team, the Son of Havoc's team, and Big Rick's team, all have to send one person in. Cuerno designates Cage, and we get the Mac, and we get Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
And a pretty awesome triple threat match.
Yeah. A little preview of what we're going to be getting, sans the other 6 members of the match.
Vampiro seems like that a preview match is the most outlandish idea he's ever heard of.
Well,
what is Dario's sick fetish? I think his exact word.
It's hard not to poke fun at Vampiro's commentary. He's got his way.
He's got a unique way.
Very unique. This triple threat match was really cool though. Son of Havoc obviously very outsized.
Yeah.
But
Willie Mack really out buffed.
Yeah. The Mac
he was really out abbed.
He's a little chubby compared to the other 2 guys in the match. But yeah, the match was awesome though. We had we're really getting to see the Mac in singles action. Anyone who's seen Willie Mack on the indies knows what he's capable of. We got a really good look at what he's capable of in this match. Cage playing very dominant, coming off the heels of his team advancing to the finals.
He got the suplex catch to the outside.
Yeah, on the outside. Havoc does the suicide dive through the ropes. It catches him, fucking suplex on the outside. The Mac hits the corner clothesline.
The Miz.
Slips through the ropes and then does the Jeff Hardy, the long...
Slingshot dropkick.
Yeah, slingshot dropkick. Just a dude that big. Like, him and Cage are freaks. Yeah. They should not be able to move the way they do. But it's fucking awesome. Cage ends up picking up the win. He stops Mac from doing a top rope move of some sort. I can't remember what he was going for. Oh no, he pulls Mac out of the way of the shooting star. Making Havoc hit, knocks out Mac on the outside, gets in, hits Weapon X on Son of Havoc. Cage picks up the win, so that's two wins for Cage in a row, moving forward into the finals next week. So
Cuerno's team has the momentum hard.
For sure. And Cage, just because he is the total package as far as wrestling, he's going to be a huge threat to the other two teams.
Yeah.
We have Dario stirring the pot a little bit more, talking to Drago, saying, hey, when you first showed up, I wasn't too impressed, but then I told you, go out, you picked up the win, and you made a name for yourself. Just know that Aerostar is looking to do the same thing. So if you want my unique opportunity, you need to make sure that, you really take it to him in your match tonight.
And then Drago looks in the mirror and gives us the biggest black tongue he's ever done.
We go back to the ring. We've got Pentagon Jr. in the ring.
Yeah.
And ring announcer Melissa Santos says, Pentagon Jr. wants me to let everyone know that he's dedicating his next sacrifice to his master. She starts to walk away, and Pentagon attacks her.
Yeah, Pentagon, not cool.
And Vampiro...
Me and Vampiro agree this was not cool.
Yeah, Vampiro
started to lose his shit, took the headset off, started towards the ring, but Sexy Star beat him there.
Sexy Star saving Melissa Santos, drop kicking the shit out of Pentagon Jr., allowing Melissa to escape, and she's done at this point. She takes off. And
Sexy Star calls him an asshole.
Yeah, says you went this time. You went too far, asshole. And so we're getting the tension build between Pentagon and Sexy Star.
And then in my mind, Sexy Star went to the back and made out with the ring announcer to comfort her.
Awesome. And then in our main event, announced by Dario Cueto. He was just
the finals of the best of 5.
Yes. Match 5 between Drago and Aerostar, and these two kicked the shit out of each other.
Yeah, they were hard hitting, they were high flying, they were flipping, they were flopping, they were clubbering, and by the end they were dropping.
The first move of the match was a brainbuster.
Yeah, but not before Dario Cueto said, "Ring the bell!"
He gets so into his character. He's got so much intensity. He's just, and he's just like the creepy, this little, I don't know, he's weird looking. Kind of like that.
It's like that Jim Carrey face from Me, Myself, and Irene when he doesn't have no water. His lip starts curling up.
Oh, Jesus.
Who did I say he was? He was,
Dario?
Yeah, I said he was the Spanish...
Oh, God, I don't remember.
Somebody.
I don't remember.
But now I'm going with Steve Buscemi.
You know what? That makes... I can see that. It's a scary image in my head, but I can see that.
It's bigger eyes.
No. Don't give him bigger eyes. So yeah, Drago and Aerostar really going at it for this last match. Pulling out all kinds of just really innovative moves.
Table spot.
Yeah. Oh, man. Drago pulls out the table. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to fucking end Aerostar. Aerostar turns it on and punches him in the face, and he lays down. And then Aerostar dives and
Dive splash.
goes face first into the goddamn floor.
Yeah, it's a risk.
It was
when you're
like
diving
just
through a
the
table.
angle he came down was just super scary.
This guy gets sketched out when people dive on Lucha
I
Underground.
do. Well, and then they had the weird. Earlier in the match they had that angle when he did the trust fall,
Yeah.
if you want to call it that, where it doesn't like you
They
really.
did like the angle like from above.
It's just weird because it
So
doesn't.
you watch him like fall
You just
down.
you watch him like Wile E. Coyote right into Drago,
Yeah.
and their fucking camera angles are just so weird.
Yeah.
And it just
I like it.
It adds to the move. And it's really cool. Drago ends up picking up the win with his front flip DDT, and then rolling Aerostar into what's called the Dragon's Lair pin.
Yeah.
Drago picks up the win. He wins the best of 5. There's a good code of honor between him and Aerostar. They
show of respect.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Aerostar's leg hurts.
Yeah, look.
I think the Dragon's Lair pin tore a muscle in his leg.
Yeah, because he wasn't.
He does a thing where he lays down on your arms so your shoulders are pinned behind you.
And then he
reaches over and he like stretch mufflers one of the legs.
Yeah.
I think that fucked up one of Aerostar's legs.
So yeah, Drago wins best of 5. Dario comes in and says,
The unique opportunity is yours.
"Keep going. This is good."
I'm not gonna keep going to Dario voice.
Oh, come on. Come on, it was good.
But he says that Drago gets a title shot.
Oh,
next
shit.
week. Next week? Is it
Yes, next week.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We get Prince Puma versus Drago for the Lucha Underground Championship.
But there is one kind of asterisk to put next to this match.
There's always a catch with Dario's unique opportunity.
Yeah, that if Drago doesn't win the Lucha Underground Championship, he will be banished from the temple forever.
This is interesting because now, we're either going to get one of, we're going to be on one end of the spectrum here. Either we're going to get a brand new Lucha Underground champion, or we're unfortunately going to have to say goodbye to Drago, which instantly became a favorite of ours since Lucha Underground started.
Yeah, so I mean, either way, history is going to change for Lucha Underground next week.
Yeah, it's a big move for Lucha Underground. Another great episode. Let's move on to NXT. This is the first real episode of NXT in a while. We had the tournament last week, and then the week before was a lot of WrestleMania, like post WrestleMania or that was the one. Yeah, that was the one just after WrestleMania, I guess, which was a lot of WrestleMania fallout, stuff like that. The match we know we're getting on the show, we're getting the debut of Dana Brooke, and we're getting Sami Zayn versus Rhyno.
Yeah.
So, but we opened up. This threw me off. CJ Parker coming out.
Take into consideration, these next 2 weeks are the last 2 weeks of tapings that happened in like January.
Okay.
And basically, it's the continuation of the last episode we had in Full Sail before they went and did their the Arnold Classic episode.
Oh, okay.
So we're picking up after the Arnold Classic episode left off.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or from before where the Arnold Classic episode happened.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have CJ Parker again.
Yeah, it threw me off. If you're not aware, CJ Parker just recently left WWE, and is just recently was in the Best of the Best tournament in CZW. But he comes out and ends up having a match with Solomon Crow.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a lot of Solomon Crow on NXT TV since his debut. It's been very sporadic when we see him. This was a
good showing.
Yeah, this was a pretty good match, though, I think.
They have good chemistry, which makes me sad that CJ Parker's leaving.
Yeah.
Because NXT thrives on matches where both people have really good chemistry with each other. It's basically what makes NXT tick.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Definitely.
It was a good match. The dive where Crow dove, I think, between the middle and bottom rope.
Oh, yeah.
And they, like, smacked faces.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact that he went between the middle and bottom rope.
It's because he's short.
Weird.
He's a shorty. Austin Aries does it too.
Really?
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
It's because he's short. Short people can dive through the middle and bottom.
Huh.
Yeah, it was not bad. Solomon Crow picks up the finish, picks up the win with the stretch muffler.
Yeah, he does the top rope splash on the knee. And
that was a cool touch.
Yeah, I like that addition. I like that addition as a setup.
It's just like a little thing where like he really didn't even start working over the knee until like the last minute of the match.
Yeah, but then he saw his opening, hit the splash on the knee, rolled it into the stretch muffler, picks up the win, and says, "Stay tuned because the real show is just beginning." Yeah.
So now
I return you to your regularly scheduled program. Then we had Baron Corbin defeat Steve Cutler in 29 seconds.
Not bad, Steve. It's what, your second or third appearance on NXT?
And I think this is his second loss to Baron Corbin.
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is you've been on 2 or 3 times, and I think you've totaled less than a minute from bell to bell so far. At least you're on.
Yeah, that is true. We have Sami Zayn talking about his match coming up against Rhyno, saying that Kevin Owens used him to get to the top, and he's not going to let Rhyno do the same thing.
Good on you, Sami Zayn.
So
Sami Zayn's growing a real pear
good luck, Sami.
tree. He's growing a real pear tree in his yard. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I got that. So you want to talk about our tag team match?
Sure. We had the entrance. We had a graphic that was just like Cass and Enzo were going to be in action.
Yeah. No mention of who their opponents were going to be.
Yeah. So Cass and Enzo and Carmella come out. Cass does the whole, or Enzo does the whole Enzo spiel. On the way down to the ring, they get in the ring. Enzo does his B-roll spiel, which reminds me a lot of the Shawn Michaels Triple H showstopper main event thing. It's Enzo running down his list of nicknames.
Smack Talker Skywalker.
Yeah.
He's got some good ones too.
And then Cass talked about how Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake are soft.
Yep.
With the W.
And an A.
And then, like, this music hits, and I don't recognize it, and it's a sparkly rectangle-tron. And then out comes the world's blandest tag team. Their attempt at recreating the world's greatest tag team.
Yeah. Angelo
Dawkins
and Sawyer Fulton.
Yeah, Shoot Nation, for those of you who don't know. Which I was sad they weren't announced as so, but
no.
Who knows? One day, maybe.
I think once they actually have, like, a mainstay spot on the roster, they might get that name, but as of right now, not so much.
No, it's just because eventually they're just going to be freaking Angelo and Sawyer.
No, they'll be Angelo and Fulton.
I hope not. Fulton is a fucking funny name. Yeah, Cass and Enzo win.
Yeah.
The real story behind this match is it was there just so Blake and Murphy could walk out and hand Carmella bouquets of flowers.
Yep.
To which apparently the entire time, Cass, who's on the apron, is completely oblivious to the fact that the tag team champions are like 12 feet away from him. Just 2 big dudes carrying championship belts and flowers.
Did they have the belts on them?
I think so.
Okay.
Nope, you don't notice that, apparently. So, good for you, Cass.
Yeah.
You don't have very good eyesight.
Cass and Enzo winning with the avalanche and then top rope splash combo. Enzo picking up the win, which is cool.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Did Cass ever actually get tagged into the match legally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he got the hot tag and took them both down. Hit the avalanche, tagged in Enzo, and then Enzo.
See, that's like how lackluster the match was. Is I was still concentrating on the outside, looking at her, looking at the flowers, and going, "How the fuck did neither of them see this happen? How did neither Cass nor Enzo notice this?" I was talking out loud while I was watching.
It's a good thing. They're not worried about what's happening on the outside.
I was by myself, trying to ask myself these questions.
That's weird.
Couldn't come up with answers.
Weird.
But they notice once she gets in the ring to help celebrate with them.
They're like, where the fuck did you get the flowers from?
She's like, they just showed up.
And then then we get great news that Kevin's favorite wrestler, Alex Riley, isn't done with Kevin Owens.
No, and the one thing I like about this is I'm fairly certain that this was really, really recently recorded. Because going into this taping happened prior to their first match at the Arnold Classic.
Really?
Yeah, because next week's taping was the last episode that they taped in January.
Weird.
So this second match is actually the first match that they had against each other.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's bizarre. That's
It
TV
is.
magic for you.
Absolutely.
Then we got the debut of Dana Brooke, but the best news out of this is that Blue Pants is billed from the clearance rack.
Yes.
I
She's from the clearance rack.
I think that is hilarious.
She's got her own Blue Pants Tron.
Yes.
Blue Pants nameplate.
And I think Corey Graves wants to know if Cass gets royalties every time she comes out to that music.
No.
I think he should because he's the one singing. And he does he does the announcement.
Yeah. Blue Pants was out, and then we had the extremely choreographed entrance routine of Dana Brooke.
She's very in tune with her music.
Yeah. I mean, you have to expect it as a former fitness.
Yeah. That's what they do. They have
competition athlete, whatever you want to call them. Unfortunately, when we saw her live, she had a much better showing.
Yes. Don't let this one match ruin your idea about this girl, because we did see her live in a tag team match. It was her and Becky Lynch taking on Alexa Bliss and Bayley. She's much better than she came off in this match, because this match was fucking clumsy as fuck.
Yeah,
no chemistry whatsoever.
Blue Pants kicked circles around her.
Yeah. It was... Yeah, this was...
It was rookie.
This was not...
She's a rookie and it shows.
Yeah.
But it's okay. She's got time. She's new.
Yeah.
I mean, we shat all over Carmella's first match. So...
Yeah.
I mean, we're allowed to shit all over this one, but at least we have hopes that
we know that
she's going to get better.
We know that she's better than this.
Which is also hilarious because we saw the tag match, which happened before her debut. But her debut was like actually in January when they recorded this set of tapings.
This is fucking weird.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
He's freaking out a little bit.
She wins with a Michinoku driver.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Hips up, hose down.
Shout out to you, Big D.
Yep.
Yeah, just not an impressive debut.
That was like the best part of
She is hot though.
That was the best portion of her match. Like the best thing she did out of the whole match was that move.
Yeah. Yeah, she did. I mean, and that's the thing is that, she did that really well. It was just the
everything else.
The everything else wasn't there. So, I mean...
I gave her a couple, credit points for trying the bottom rope slingshot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Stuff like that.
Maybe that was her problem. Maybe she tried too many things rather than just go out and have,
I I think they're really trying to establish right off the bat that she is kind of a heel.
Yes, which is good. I mean, she's the fact that she has that like Adonis kind of like, hey, look how built I am, look how beautiful I am, look how athletic I am. She's got that narcissistic.
Yeah, it's good, but I think she needs to change her entrance.
Yeah?
I think it's way too flashy and too charismatic.
I do like the no-handed cartwheel. That's fucking cool.
It's impressive, but again, it's like, wow, ooh, look, she can do something cool. Oh, wait, she's a bad guy? Like, oh. Yeah.
It's one of those things.
You don't see, like, I don't know, Bo Dallas doesn't come out and, like, do backflips, and fucking Curtis Axel doesn't do dives. You gotta play your role up a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little bit better, and you gotta wrestle a little bit better.
Let's hope that her next go around is just overall better.
And I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Blue Pants gets a full-time deal.
Yes. Next week we're getting a triple threat number one contenders match. We're getting Becky versus Bayley versus Charlotte. That's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be great. We're also getting the rematch between Alex Riley and Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's gonna happen.
And I think we're just gonna get a lot more of Kevin Owens kicking Alex Riley's ass again.
Yep. And then we have our main event, Sami Zayn taking on Rhyno. Rhyno telling Sami Zayn last week that the road to the NXT Championship, or not last week, the week before that, saying that the road to the NXT Championship starts behind him. Sami Zayn saying, no, you can go fuck yourself because I haven't got my rematch. That's what he's saying in his head.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure he said, you go dip your arm in kerosene, let it on fire, then fist fuck yourself. But
yeah. you had the rated R version.
Yeah, I watched the director's cut of NXT.
Oh, cool. I like this match. Rhyno did a really good job. Every time Sami Zayn got some offense and started to pick up the pace, Rhyno fucking cut him off.
Uh-huh.
And it was really good because there was constantly spots where like, all right, cool, here comes Sami. No, Rhyno says fuck you and just drills Sami with he was doing the belly to belly suplexes. He was doing
spine buster.
The spine buster, the corner shoulder thrusts, just all kinds, just really physical on Sami Zayn. And it really added to this match because Sami's constantly been that like. He's always at the bottom. He's got to try and work his way up. And this was a huge roadblock to get at Kevin Owens.
Yeah, the one thing that I felt took away from the match a little bit was the crowd.
There's a lot of pro Rhyno people.
Well, I mean, for the first half of the match, I didn't hear anybody.
Yeah.
It was dead. I think combination, this was like the third or fourth episode they're taping that night. On top of that, the lackluster debut of Dana Brooke right beforehand.
Yeah. There wasn't a lot to get them into.
Not a lot of momentum going into it. So yeah, I felt like such what should have been a high profile feel was really lost up until the very end.
Yeah, and
it picked up when Sami Zayn hit the Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yes.
On Rhyno. Yeah, because the crowd really picked up into it.
Yeah, and it's it's impressive to see that, and that unfortunately it was so late in the match, but this did lead to a really cool end. Sami is looking real good. Rhyno cuts him off again. Sami's in the corner. Rhyno's setting up for the gore. Goes for the gore. Sami moves. He hits the corner. Turns around, Sami hits him with a haluva kick and gets the win over Rhyno. So that puts Sami Zayn pretty much in line to get his rematch against Kevin Owens. But Kevin Owens has to deal with Alex Riley first, which shouldn't take very long. But that was it for NXT, and that is it for the midweek wrap-up this week. Next week should be interesting. I'm not so sure we'll get as cool of a main event next week, but we do have an awesome episode of Lucha Underground setting up. We're going to be hopefully getting a much more
exciting
NXT. You know, hopefully not a lot of clumsy debuts or anything like that. So look forward to that next week. Be sure to check over in the playlist. We got all kinds of stuff this week. We got the Raw review, the newest Fantasy Warfare, me taking on Kevin Hawk, Thomas Wolfe, special guest referee. We're going to have the SmackDown Rundown coming up, and then later this weekend we're going to have indie news. So be sure to check out all of that. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe. Follow all those links down in the description.
Click them all.
Comments.
If you do, you win a prize.
That's all on him.
The prize is good job.
Conversation
in advance.
Conversations with us in the comment section.
Good job.
Yeah. Be sure to comment down there. Let's tell us what you think about the trios tag team titles on Lucha Underground. Tell us what you think about Sami Zayn. Eventually getting his rematch against Kevin Owens on NXT.
I'm giving you that good job on the honor system, by the way. Don't disappoint me by not clicking all the links.
Yeah.
I know you're thinking about it.
Thanks to all you people that have been liking Wrestling Rundown on Facebook. A bunch of new people following me on Twitter. This is really awesome.
I got a new follow the other day.
I got like 3.
Lucky.
So, living the life.
Oh yeah.
Check out SmackDown.
It's coming up next. Right after this.
Hey.